Have you ever, had one of those moments where you feel like nature is maybe trying to tell you something?
Oh,
Like an animal encounter that just feels, well, different?
definitely.
Almost like they know something about you, something others maybe don't see?
It's a really compelling idea, isn't it?
Come on in, let's talk about it. Come on in, let's talk about it. Make it make sense.
Have you ever, had one of those moments where you feel like nature is maybe trying to tell you something?
Oh,
Like an animal encounter that just feels, well, different?
definitely.
Almost like they know something about you, something others maybe don't see?
It's a really compelling idea, isn't it? And it taps into some um, very old beliefs.
Mm.
It also resonates strongly with the pasted text we're looking at today.
Right, this pasted tip.
Yeah, this source suggests that certain animals have this, well, remarkable sensitivity. They can supposedly recognize people who carry a specific spiritual quality. The text calls them chosen ones.
Okay, chosen ones. So this text highlights, what, 9 specific animals?
That's right, 9 of them. And these unusual encounters they might have.
So our job today, really, for you listening, is to dig into these. Could these interactions, which might seem random, actually mean something more?
Could they be these signs the source talks about? That's the question.
Exactly. Let's explore this and, see if any of it connects with experiences you might have had in your own life.
Sounds good. Where should we start? How about with something maybe a bit subtle? The dragonfly.
The dragonfly. Okay.
Our source calls it a subtle sign from creation. And straight away, it mentions the symbolism of his wings, those transparent wings.
Ah, right. Incredibly delicate, almost invisible wings. And the text connects that to the spiritual realm.
Exactly. It sees them as representing the spiritual world. So the idea is if a dragonfly comes right up to you, lands on you, maybe totally without fear,
Uh-huh.
that's not just random insect behavior.
It's something more.
The pasted text suggests it is, yeah. That lack of fear means the dragonfly recognizes a certain spiritual frequency in you, especially, it seems, after a period of inner growth or preparation.
Interesting.
It even draws this powerful parallel to the dragonfly's life cycle, how it starts underwater, hidden, then emerges and flies.
Right, from being unseen larva to taking flight.
Spot on. And that mirrors the journey the source describes for these chosen ones,
Yeah.
being kind of molded in anonymity before their, let's say, calling becomes clear.
So if a dragonfly lands on you like that, the message
The
is...
source is pretty clear. It's saying your hidden time is over. It's time to gain wings, step into your potential, live out your purpose.
gain wings, I like that.
And there's another layer, too. It connects to letting go of old burdens.
How so?
Well, the dragonfly is so light, right?
Yeah.
It's a reminder that carrying past pains, resentments, guilt, all that stuff weighs you down. It hinders that higher flight.
Makes sense. Let it go higher. Is this something anyone might experience, or is it specific?
The text implies it's more likely for those who've kept faith through tough times. People who held on to trust even when things looked bleak.
Okay.
So the encounter becomes this confirmation, like creation itself saying, you've been seen, you've been recognized, your new time, it's already started.
Wow. Okay, that's the dragonfly. Now, moving to something, well, much more imposing. The eagle.
Yes, the eagle. The source presents it as more than just an impressive bird. It calls it a divine sign.
A divine sign. How does that manifest?
It highlights seeing a solitary eagle, strong, soaring, way up high. That image is meant to be a prompt, a reminder of your own true spiritual nature.
So just seeing one isn't just bird watching, it's an invitation to think bigger.
That's the idea, to look beyond the everyday. Spiritually, the eagle stands for that broad vision, right? And the strength needed to overcome challenges.
And it flies where other birds can't reach.
Exactly.
Mm.
And the text links that to the chosen one being prepared for higher levels, for, difficult situations that need that bigger perspective.
What if you see an eagle when you're feeling, I don't know, full of doubt?
The source says that's particularly meaningful. It's interpreted as a divine nudge, saying it's time for a new spiritual level.
Okay.
It urges you to see problems not as blocks, but as steps, like climbing stones.
Using problems as steps.
Yeah, and it uses that great analogy of the
If you are enjoying our content, please subscribe, like, and share. Your support is appreciated.
eagle using opposing winds, the updrafts, to actually fly higher.
Right, using resistance to gain altitude?
Precisely. The source suggests that's a quality, that resilience that God wants to awaken in you. turning adversity into advantage.
And what about seeing one during, say, quiet reflection? Does that add meaning?
It does, according to the text. It really reinforces this idea that your soul is meant for elevated places. It's a call to stop settling for, the superficial.
To embrace a heavenly vision.
Yes, seeing opportunities where others just see obstacles. The source even mentions the eagle's solitary flight.
How does that connect?
It links it to a kind of divine separation. The idea that the chosen one is often called to paths that, well, are crowded, where few dare to go.
That idea of a unique path.
Yeah.
It comes up often, doesn't it?
It does. So the main takeaway from an eagle encounter,
What is it?
it's reassurance that heaven has already given you the inner strength you need for whatever storms come. It's just about your spirit accepting that power now and, well, spreading its wings.
Spreading its wings. Powerful stuff. Okay, how about butterflies? Specifically, the monarch butterfly. The text calls them spiritual travelers.
Yes, spiritual travelers. And their appearance is linked to times when the soul is transforming, going through a big shift.
So if a bright monarch flutters across your path,
It's seen as more than just pretty. It's a spiritual signal, guiding you towards a new season in life, helping you leave the old behind.
they have that incredible migration, don't they? Such a long, tough journey.
Exactly. And the source compares that difficult migration to the formative journey of the chosen one, building spiritual toughness, resilience.
So if one flies near you, it's mirroring your own inner journey, your own spiritual migration.
That's the interpretation, yes. Overcoming old ties, old ways of being, and think about the metamorphosis.
Caterpillar to chrysalis to butterfly, total change.
Right. And that's used as a metaphor for the chosen one dying to their old self, their old limitations, to be reborn in their true purpose.
And if one seems to be like dancing around you,
The text frames that as heaven confirming your transformation, like a little celestial applause.
that's lovely. What if you see one when you're feeling down or reflecting?
It's presented as a comforting message, like heaven saying, we see your process. We validate your new identity, even if others can't see it yet.
A quiet nod from the universe. It also suggests past struggles weren't wasted.
Not at all. The source says something like, what you endured patiently in silence is now becoming your strength, those old pains. They were the foundation for this new, lighter life.
Lighter, like the butterfly.
Exactly. So a monarch encounter confirms that spiritual recognition, that renewal. It's an encouragement to fly lightly, free from the past, into this new time God has for you.
Fly lightly. Okay, now a very different symbol. The white dove.
How?
Especially a solitary one.
Yes, the lone white dove. The source highlights its appearance in quiet moments, maybe during a farewell, or when facing a really hard decision. It sees this as a direct communication from the heavens.
It's got such ancient symbolism, hasn't it? Peace, the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely. Renewal of promises, that deep sense of peace that goes beyond understanding. And the text is adamant a dove showing up like that, especially at a sensitive time. It's not random.
It's deliberate. A messenger.
That's how it's framed. A messenger from the invisible realm. The source acknowledges the hidden struggles, the silent decisions, the unseen tears of the chosen one.
And the dove appears then.
Yes, as a comfort, a reminder that God is listening, aware, and already working things out.
It contrasts the single dove with noisy flocks.
All right, and that mirrors the often isolated path marked by these unique, quieter divine encounters rather than, big public displays.
So if a dove lands near you or flies across your path,
It's like heaven whispering, I know where you are, I know what you're carrying, and the peace you need. It's already prepared. It signals a change, a new spiritual season.
moving into peace.
Yes. And if it flies ahead of you, it's seen as a silent guide, proof that the new chapter has already begun.
So the advice is, don't ignore that lone white dove if you see it at a meaningful time.
Definitely not. It's about recognizing the sacred in simplicity. The encounter confirms you've been seen, and heaven's answer has arrived.
Okay, switching gears now to the night and a different kind of bird, the owl.
The owl. The text paints a picture. Night, silence, maybe some inner turmoil, and then an owl appears.
Not a coincidence, according to the source.
Not at all. It's called a silent calling from heaven. And that deep, intense gaze of the owl,
Yes.
it's interpreted as God saying, I am here, I'm still watching, I still care.
We associate owls with wisdom, but the text mentions spiritual discernment.
Right. Seeing what others miss. Perceiving hidden truths beneath the surface.
And if an owl crosses your path, what's the meaning there?
It suggests your soul has learned to walk its own path, trusting your inner compass even when things aren't clear, even without external applause or certainty.
That makes sense. The source acknowledges that the path can involve longer nights, deeper tests.
Yes, unanswered questions, unseen pains. And the owl appears in those times as a sign that heaven hasn't left. It's still present.
That silent observation of the owl.
The text links it to the sometimes painful but revealing process of being shaped by the Holy Spirit, who, it says, accompanies without interrupting, guides without shouting.
So silence isn't abandonment.
It's preparation, the invisible working secretly.
Yeah.
So seeing an owl staring at you on a tough night, it's presented as an answer.
Not just superstition.
No, it's divine vigilance, confirming your spiritual awakening. It says you're being guided by the Spirit, even when everything feels dark.
Okay, from the night owl to a flash of daytime color. The hummingbird, that greenish blue one.
Ah, yes, the hummingbird. Described as a small, vibrant messenger, but carrying deep meaning.
What does its presence signify?
Its hovering is seen as a sign that your soul is emitting a different kind of vibration, something sweeter, purer.
Interesting.
And its qualities, lightness, grace, beauty, are interpreted as God awakening inner joy within you, a joy that's especially needed when life is tough.
They move so fast, adapt so quickly.
Right. And the Source connects that swift movement to a spiritual ability, the ability to adapt, to find good even in hard situations. It calls this a special gift of the Chosen One.
And the colors, blue and green.
They have meaning too. Blue for celestial peace, green for renewal, new cycles starting. It points towards emotional healing, a new time of hope.
So if a hummingbird hovers near you,
It's because it's drawn to where the energy is pure. Its approach signifies your soul is transmitting something rare, living faith.
and they're drawn to harmony.
Yes, which mirrors the Chosen One's call to be a light, a source of harmony, even in discordant situations.
So receiving a visit from a hummingbird.
It's a confirmation. Renewed joy is coming, or maybe it's already here. It's a call to live lightly, knowing you've earned peace through your quiet faithfulness. Your spirit is being recognized.
Beautiful. Okay, let's shift to mammals. What about cats? Specifically, a lonely cat approaching you.
Yes, a solitary cat just coming up to you silently, not demanding anything. The Source sees this as quite significant.
Why? Because cats are independent.
Exactly. Cats follow their feelings, their intuition, not commands. So if a lone cat chooses to approach you, the text suggests it senses an inner light in you, something the invisible recognizes.
An inner light. And the cat as a symbol.
Vigilance, protection, that silent wisdom. Cats are seen as perceiving beyond appearances, feeling hidden truths.
So if one approaches calmly, looking right at you,
It's like a confirmation. The Source interprets it as the cat saying, I see what you carry. Recognizing a truth, a presence, that's more than just physical.
wow.
The cat's choice to be near signifies something real, something the physical world can't easily explain. But that creation seems to, well, revere.
So for the Chosen One, this encounter is like a message.
A silent message, yes. And a response from God saying, you are not alone, I've sent a guardian.
A guardian. And it's that quiet presence, isn't it? Not demanding anything.
Just like those who come from God, the Source implies, they remain steadfast. And even if you feel dim or you're in pain, the cat senses that inner light, that sacredness.
So it offers a tranquil reminder.
Of constant accompaniment, constant care and protection, even when unseen.
Okay, that's the cat. What about man's best friend, the dog?
Ah, the dog. A classic symbol of loyalty, of course, and protection, both physically and, according to this text, spiritually.
So if a dog you don't know just starts following you, silently.
The interpretation is that the dog has sensed something emanating from your spirit. Security, purity, faithfulness.
Dogs can sense that.
The Source suggests they have a natural perception for those set apart for a higher purpose. So a dog following you like that, it's acting like a sent guardian.
Again, not chance. It's God using small detail.
Confirm you're not alone, exactly, even when you feel invisible.
And the dog isn't asking for anything, just being there.
It's spiritual companionship, recognizing and respecting your essence without wanting anything in return. It shows that even creation feels that invisible mark God has placed on you, setting you apart.
So if this happens during one of those difficult, silent desert times in life,
It's like heaven sending a furry reminder. Keep going. You do not walk alone.
it's affirming that your inner strength, your faith, your loyalty to your path, it's recognized.
Even in unseen dimensions, yes.
Okay, one more. The horse. A powerful image.
Very powerful. Imagine you're out for a walk, maybe traveling, And a horse, a loose horse, no fences, no rider, calmly approaches you.
Without fear.
Yes, without fear. The source calls this a significant encounter, marked by creation itself.
And the horse symbolizes?
Freedom, courage, the spiritual journey. It represents strength in motion, but also balance, sensitivity.
So if a loose horse chooses to come near you,
It's seen as recognizing an invisible quality in you. Your energy, your awakened soul, your readiness to move forward.
so it's a call to action in a way.
For the chosen one, yes. A call to walk with more firmness, more direction, more courage, to trust the path ahead, even if you can't see the destination clearly yet.
It's an encounter for those ready to break limitations.
And believe in their own strength again, yes. The horse's gaze, that deep look, it's seen as understanding without judgment. Its silent presence confirms you're ready for a greater journey.
Even if the world hasn't understood you.
Exactly. Even if you felt abandoned, heaven hasn't forgotten. It communicates through nature.
It really brings it all back to that central idea, doesn't it? That even animals perceive when someone has been set apart.
It does. And the text poses that challenging question back to the listener. If animals can sense this, why do you still hesitate to accept your true identity?
It's a powerful thought to end on. The signs have been given, the answers have arrived.
The source urges. Listen to your spirit. You're not alone. You're not lost or mistaken. You are being called.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. If the natural world really can show this kind of sensitivity to a potential spiritual calling, think about it. What other subtle messages might you be overlooking in your daily life? Take a moment, maybe later today, reflect on your own past animal encounters. With this perspective, maybe, just maybe, they hold a deeper meaning than you ever realized.
Thank you for tuning in today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Have a great day.